Hey y'all, welcome back into the studio. So today, the tools I use. That's right, scissors, a hook, and my stitch markers. But of course, we can't forget our yarn choices, right? It feels like you need everything when you're first starting crochet. Every hook, every tool, every gadget that someone on the internet swears is life-changing. I used to think that way too. But the longer that I've been crocheting, the more that I've realized the most of the things that I reach for are simple, familiar, even a little worn in, like my hook. So today I want to talk to you about the tools that I actually use, the ones that really help, the ones I thought I needed, but I don't reach for anymore. Let's start out with the basics, okay? I use the same few hooks over and over again. Not the full set. I have the full set. And there are occasions when I use some of the others in the set that aren't my normal, right? I don't have the fancy hooks. I have the cheap old hooks that I got from Amazon. And that's okay. They're the ones that feel right in my hand. I think that everyone has that one hook that becomes the hook, right? The one that you reach for the majority of the time. The one that you don't even have to look at when you pick it up. You just automatically know, this is my 6mm. Because I like my 6mm. And I use it a lot. Because I crochet a lot of plushies. Mine has little scratches on the handle now. The size is worn off. But I know. This is my 6mm. It's the one that I reach for the biggest majority of the time. I also keep a pair of small scissors nearby. Nothing special. These are Singer brand. It came in three different types of scissors, but these are the ones that I like the most. They're nothing special. They're not overly pleasing to the eye other than they're blue, and that's my favorite color. That I did like, but that was a plus. They're not expensive. I don't remember. I think they might have been $25 maybe for the 3-piece set. Came with a little clipper. Came with a larger pair of just normal scissors. And then, of course, these ones, which are the perfect size, not only for my hands, but, oh, that needs a little oil. Other than that, though, I really don't need anything fancy or expensive. They cut the yarn, they cut it quickly and easily without any kind of an issue, and that's really all that I need them to do. I don't allow anyone to use these scissors for anything besides my yarn, and that's it. You know, it has to be yarn, and that's. I have other scissors in the room that people can use for other things, but no, not my yarn scissors. Stitch markers. You guys, seriously, stitch markers are... Whoop! There it went! Because that's what I do. Stitch markers. They're something that I use constantly. When I'm working in the round, working on my plushies, I always put my stitch marker in the first stitch of the round. I do know some people put it in the last stitch of the round, and that's perfectly okay. Whichever one works best for you, do that. It doesn't really matter. It's what works for you. But pick one and keep it that way always. That way you don't ever forget, oh, I changed it this time, and this time I'm putting it in the last stitch of the round instead of the first, or this time I'm putting it in the first, and I normally always put it in the last. Make sure you keep just one stitch, and that's it, okay? I've tried different types of stitch markers. I really love these ones. I know they're cheap. I know you can get them for practically nothing on Amazon. If you buy some certain yarns on Amazon, it comes with stitch markers. I I bought some off of Amazon with yarn. I mean, that came with like 10 stitch markers, and I bought several packages from the same seller, and each package came with 10. Not saying that I didn't also buy just a package of stitch markers, because I did. Like, I have probably 500 stitch markers. That's okay. Anyway, these ones are just plain plastic blocking markers because they don't snag, they don't fall out. They're always going to be right where I need them to be. They're not exciting, but they work. Now, let's talk about some things that I thought I needed. I bought a yarn winder once. I used it. Well, technically, I never even used it, to be fair. My daughter came downstairs to show me how to get it set up and to show me how to use it because she's better with that kind of stuff than I am. And I looked at it and thought, that looks way more complicated than what this brain can function on. You can have it. She crochets, so I just let her have it. I said, as long as you'll wind yarn for me when I need it, you can just have the ball winder. So she took it upstairs, and that's what she does. Matter of fact, she has some of my yarn upstairs currently that she's working on winding for me. That works for me. Don't ask. Anyway. I bought another hook set. It was wooden handle. They were kind of big around. I should have grabbed it and didn't. I bought that set thinking, oh, these are going to be nice. Look, they're so aesthetic looking. They're this light wood color. They're going to be great. I hate them. I hate them. My hand slides too much on the handle, and I can't keep a steady grip, and it just drives me maddening. I don't use them. Can't stand it. I bought a set that came in a zippered case one time. No, you know why? Those handles on it were so rubbery that it just felt, I don't know, almost sticky. And I hated that. My fingers just didn't work right on that set at all. So I didn't use those very much either. I bought a row counter. Actually, I bought a couple of different kinds. I bought the little ones that you just twist and no. Just no. I can't. The reason that I can't is my hands don't want to stop when I have a project sitting in my lap like this. I have this project sitting in my lap. I don't want to have to put my hook down, to drop my yarn, and mess with it with that stitch counter. Why on earth would I do that? No, thank you. And I'm going to twist my yarn all up in here, and that is not cool. Let me fix that real quick, and then we'll move on. Sorry about that. Anyway. Here we go. All right. So, I don't like those. Now, I also purchased the little row counters that go on your finger, right? You just push the button and go on. Well, again, you got to stop what you're doing and push the button. And that just doesn't work for me either. So, it's not that the things are bad. They just didn't work for me. Like, I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who really love having those row counters. Good for you. I'm happy that they work for you. They don't work for me. They didn't make me enjoy crocheting anymore. Matter of fact, They made me dislike it. They didn't make my projects better. They didn't make the process easier. So they have their place over on my shelf. They're there. I'm not using them. I may eventually see if there's a place in town that takes craft projects or crafting supplies and see if I can just donate it, because they really don't help me. What really does help me, though, is having my small set of tools that I know well, the hook that I love, the scissors that work, the stitch markers that don't fall out, the yarn needle, my yarn needle, which is right here, my yarn needle. It's just a standard, upholstery needle, not upholstery, whatever. A finishing needle, I guess. It has the wider eye. It's bent toward the tip. It's just easier to get into the stitches when you're working on plushies. It doesn't bend. That's the plus side. I do have the plastic needles as well. They have their place, but not for amigurumi. They just don't. I have my tote. It's sitting over here off to the side. It's far too big for me to pick up because this is oh my goodness, I don't even remember. It's like a 50-gallon tote. I don't know. 40-liter. I don't know. It's just big. It's on wheels. I can just move it around my room. It works. Keeps everything in its place, right? Like, keeps my yarn that I'm using for whatever project. It keeps my project or projects in the same tote. I have like 2 blankets in there right now. I have a couple of plushies that I've been working on that still are not finished. I have parts for different plushies that are in that tote right now that I've made the parts, but I haven't sewn them on. Why? Because Bee really, really hates to sew pieces on. Will I do it? Yes. Do I want to? No. I think a lot of us feel the same way when it comes to sewing pieces on. That's okay. I just don't like it. Anyway, I think there's a lot of pressure to have the right tools, especially when you're new. And you start watching all these crochet channels, or you start watching just different videos about crochet, and they're, hey, look, this is a new yarn bowl, or, this is the fancy new stitch markers that are out, or oh, you've got to have this set of fancy hooks. No, honey, you don't. A lot of people use just the standard metal aluminum hooks, and those are fine for people that they work well for. They don't work for me because, again, carpal tunnel, so I need something with a little bit more oomph to the handle. if you get my drift, right? Like, it's got to be substantial. The hook that I love, it all just helps, right? But the truth is, the right tools are the ones that you're going to actually use. The ones that feel good in your hands, the ones that make you want to pick up your project again. So if you're just starting, or if you've been crocheting for a while and feel overwhelmed by all of the options, here's my advice. Start small. Use what you have. Add things slowly. You don't have to get it all at one time, y'all. Seriously, that will break the bank in today's society. I'm not kidding. The prices of everything have gone up so substantially that if you try to buy everything all at one time, you'll literally break the bank. So don't do that. Let your tools earn their place in your bag, or in your tote, or on your desk, or wherever you keep your things, okay? Crochet doesn't need to be complicated. It doesn't need to be expensive. It just needs to feel good. Now, we all know it's going to be a little expensive because cost of yarn is also raised, risen, whatever. And sometimes the simplest tools are the ones that help you out the most. So until we meet again, be you always. Bye, y'all.